Hey y'all, so I officially posted on my TikTok yesterday. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. I'm pretty sure it's the previous video before this. I'm trying to think if I posted a video. I don't think I did. But I started a series on my Facebook, and if you would like to follow along, you can follow along through my link tree in my bio. But I started a series where I go through a Bible verse, and it's a long story, but basically I take a big subject, break it down into subjects every day of the week. So this week is Who Are You When Nobody's Watching? And today's Thursday. So I'm going to read you Thursdays. I was going to go back and do Monday and Tuesday. Y'all let me know if I should. Anyways, let's get right into it. So Thursday, which version of you walks into the room? We're continuing this week's Bible topic. Who are you when nobody's watching? Monday, we talked about the heart God sees beyond our highlight reel. Tuesday, we talked about integrity and the little decisions nobody applauds. Wednesday, we talked about the weight of our words carry. Today, I want to talk about something I think every single one of us can relate to in some degree. Our character can change depending on the room we're standing in. Matthew 25:40. Whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. Think about all the different environments we walk through. Home, work, school, college, church, friend groups, family gatherings, social media, public places full of complete strangers. Without even realizing it, we learn what version of ourselves fits each room. Maybe someone is complaining and saying all kinds of things in the car, then walks through the church doors and suddenly none of those words exist in their vocabulary. Maybe someone would never say something around their coworkers, professors, boss, or family, but the second they're around a certain group of friends, it's completely normal. Maybe someone is incredibly patient with people whose opinions matter to them, then becomes rude to this cashier, server, janitor, receptionist, or stranger because they'll never probably see that person again. And let's be clear, none of us have perfectly consistent personality 24/7. We have our bad days. We're more comfortable around certain people. We joke differently with our friends than when we talk to our grandparents. Sometimes we're hurting privately while smiling publicly because we simply have to get through the day. Sometimes we put on a brave face is the only way we know how to make it from morning to night. That's being human. This isn't about judging somebody for having different moods or expecting Christians to walk around picture perfect every second. We aren't called to be perfect. But there is a difference between having different moods and having completely different character depending on your audience. Imagine 3 people at the same table. One knows you from work, one knows you from your friend group, one knows you from somewhere else entirely. Would you feel comfortable? Or would you immediately start thinking, okay, I can't say this or that because this person doesn't know that side of me? Don't bring that story up. They definitely know 2 completely different versions of you. That's where today's topic becomes worth thinking about. Because even though human beings judge appearances, environments, and behavior, God doesn't only see one version of us. He knows all of us, or He knows all of them. The church version, the work version, the school version, the home version, the version behind the steering wheel when somebody cuts you off, the version around strangers, the word version is so hard to get through. The version around people you love, the version around people you don't particularly like. God sees the whole person. And Matthew 25:40 reminds us that our relationship with Him should show up in how we treat His people too. Not only people we want something from, not only people we share beliefs, not only people who have important jobs, not only people who are kind to us first. People. The person bringing your food deserves kindness. The person cleaning the building deserves kindness. The person sitting beside you at work deserves kindness. The stranger deserves kindness. The person who's different from you deserves kindness. Even the person who gets on your last absolute nerve is still one of God's creations. Our kindness shouldn't disappear when our environment changes. And maybe that's the kind of character worth looking toward. A character you can comfortably wear in any room. Not because everyone needs to think you're perfect. They won't. You'll still mess up. You'll have your bad days. You'll say something and immediately think, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. And you'll need grace just like everyone else. But wouldn't it be so beautiful if people from completely different parts of your life could all sit together and recognize the same heart? They're kind, they're genuine, they treat people well, they love God, they care about people, They try to leave things better than they found them. That's a reputation worth having, not I wish I had their life or I wish I had what they have, but I wish I love God, people, and God's creations the way that they do. That's the kind of compliment money, success, followers, accomplishments, and appearances no one could ever replace. Thursday's reflection. If people from every environment in your life were to be put in the same room, would they all recognize the same character? Not in the same exact personality, not in the same exact mood, not a perfect version of you, the same heart. Because who we are shouldn't completely depend on who's watching. Carry a character you don't have to change when somebody new walks into the room. And wherever you go, try to leave people with one thing they can still all agree on. There is something different about the way that person loves God and everything He created. We have one more day. It's Friday tomorrow, so I'll see y'all tomorrow for the rest of this Bible series. Bye, y'all.